Hello. Good morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are. And hello. This is Disgruntled Elk, and we're playing in an actual event today. Love me some leagues, but there is a Magic Online Creator Clash, which is basically a 5K tournament, cash pool, where you can join as a creator and play. You gotta stream it, so that's what we're doing here today. And we're playing some Hammer time. We're gonna have some fun. So nothing with the mana base changed. I think all the zeros are the same. Got a couple portable holes. Yeah, so the main deck, same. Sideboard, though, we're trying some interesting pieces. We just have the lightning bolts. We have Torpor Orb because I'm tired of Solitude mostly, and the whole Blink deck. And then we have our Grafdigger's Cage, Vexing Bauble as kind of the Tezz bullets, but we also have two more that are not things that we've really gone into before. I think Engineered Explosives, I actually might have streamed with this one, is really interesting because it's like Pyroclasm sometimes, but also can tag other things, right? So like it is something Tezzeret can grab, and it allows you to deploy it against things where you might not want Pyroclasm. So against Affinity, sometimes you're wanting to blow up a bunch of zeros, and you can do that. But it also can come in against Boros because blowing up, multiple Guide Pride can be really good. Obviously, it's not perfect because we definitely have like some things that will overlap with it most of the time, but it's interesting enough for me to try it. Magus of the Moon and Wear Tear, just like we've been doing. And then Dusk Rose Reliquary is a 1-mana artifact. Let's see. 1 mana, so single white artifact. As an additional cost to cast this, sack an artifact or creature, which is almost our entire deck. When it enters, exile a target artifact or creature an opponent controls until this artifact leaves the battlefield. So this is effectively a terminate that Tezzeret can grab. But it also does things like exiling an Ensnaring Bridge against the Tron deck. I think it's really interesting. It's not perfect, but I'm really curious about it. I don't think the additional cost of sacrificing an artifact or creature will be too difficult, but we shall see. Looks like Esper mid-range, which hate that for us, but here we are. Yep. Okay, so here's the deck we're playing against round one. Worst matchup, but Battle at the Bridge is just Fatal Push. Okay. But a billion High Noons and a billion Wrathos, guys. Sorry, it might be a short day, but we shall see. No, 2 Clarion Conquerors too. Sure, why not? Okay, so knowing he's on what he's on, we don't have Wrathos guys in the main, right? Okay. We're on the draw. We don't have a way to get a cutter. We also, we don't have a particularly fast hand. We don't have a cutter. This hand is pretty medium. I am, not what you would call excited by this hand. And he did keep 7. That being said, he does have, he has 4 battle, 4 solitudes. Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary here. He doesn't, outside of solitude, or outside of Flicker Wisping a Witch Enchanter, he doesn't have a way to quickly kill an Urza's Saga. So I think I'm going to keep and pray. All right. Okay, Water Your Grave. I'm guessing turn 1 Thoughtseize. Yep. So he will likely take a paladin if he has another like removal spell, but we shall see. How many actual lands? Only 19 actual lands in the deck, and then 5 MDFCs. All right, so Thoughtseize me on 1. Can take any of these 4. I think it's very easily like Tezzeret or Paladin. I will probably just surveil on 1 unless something very, very interesting happens in this first draw step. Okay, we have our yield going. All right, yep, took a Paladin. Makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, that's not a bad one. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and surveil here. I don't think we play out the bauble because if we draw a Cori-Steel cutter, I'll be very happy to have held it. Portable Hole is the unknown card. Okay, planes. So we're not getting... Okay, Emperor Bones, sure. Probably eat the Paladin. That's fine. All right. Let's get a Parlor. Not super excited about that one. This is interesting because I kind of want to throw the Emperor in a hole to just slow him down. I don't hate that. Yeah. I think I'm about it. Here we go. And I will probably deploy the Bauble here as well. And then pop in their upkeep. Yeah. Okay, Fatal Push, good to know about. Very good to know about Fatal Push. Yeah, so we shall see. Okay, Meticulous Archive. So probably a Felia turn. Let's draw a card. Okay. So I don't mind going Tezzeret, because the issue is if we just make a construct, they can either push the construct or cast Felia, blink the construct. So I think I kind of like Tezzeret minus Crypt Thopter. Yeah. Basic Plains is known, so we'll play the Basic Plains here. And interestingly, I may just grab another Portable Hole. What a wild game. I don't think it's Hammer, but it could be. Okay, so could also grab a Mox Opal. I'm not like super excited by that. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna grab another Portable Hill here, because eating a Felia seems pretty good. Yeah. And of course, this can mitigate the effect of an Emperor. And I am going to play out this Ornithopter as well, because that gets Tezz up to 3, which seems pretty good, because that means he can tank a Felia hit. And yeah, pass. Okay, so I'm expecting a Felia to come down. The question is, what else is he deploying? there are a lot of really bad things for me, but we shall see. Okay, if it's Witch Enchanter into Blick the Witch Enchanter, I'm like not super happy, but it looks like that's... Oh, okay, cool. Like, weirdly, I'm more happy about this. Medium happy. Okay, he grabbed a Flicker Wisp, and there are no other targets, so that's unfortunate. So Wisp is in hand, noting that. Okay, attacking the Tezz, blinking the Bailmerk. The hard part is, are we letting Tezz take the hit? If we block, Tezz retains 3 loyalty. If he takes the hit, he goes to 1 loyalty. We untap, probably float mana. Grab likely a hammer, goes to 2 loyalty. We can play Hole, grows back to 3 loyalty. This just means that we can actually attack as well. The problem, of course, is they have Fatal Push. What if the plan was just like Tezz ult? I've had worse ideas. Interesting. I think we take the hit here. Sure. All right. Take the hit. Tezz goes to 1. Okay, so they have Fatal Push up still. Overlord, Quantum Riddler, Wisp, Riddler. Good to know. Okay. Let's see what we draw. Steel Shaper's Gift is a pretty good one. So I still kind of like the idea of make Construct, pump the Tezz. Always the question is, what are we grabbing here? And I think the answer is likely... I think it's actually Mox Opal, because Mox Opal lets us both Hole and Steel Shaper's Gift for a cutter. Okay, so we can Hole here. Yep, let's eat the Felia. Yep, and it's nice that he gets to go up to 4 again. We can untap Mox if we wanted instead of tutoring, but not tutoring seems pretty silly. Yeah, I think I'm going to grab a basic planes here. It doesn't matter that much. So yeah, just save my life total a little bit. Weirdly, I also don't hate getting another Ornithopter. This is very difficult. There's so much shit to fight through. I think it's grab hammer, though. And do this, so next turn we can actually cast Cutter. Okay, so pass turn. Yeah, so next turn we can Cutter into Hammer Paladin potentially. It's pretty unfortunate that they've... Yeah, okay, so I assume they're eating the Construct. Sure. Construct down. So... Fatal Push gone. Yep, so Riddler... No? Are they just attacking first? Seems pretty reasonable. I will block if I get the chance. So Felia, Overlord, Emperor. Returns Felia. Okay. Yep, I will in fact block. I think that Tezz is generating plenty of value for me. He's already gotten to tutor twice. Perfect. All right. Okay, if they're doing that... I think I let it come back and then Tormod's Crypt, because that way, if they do miss, then they actually don't get anything. Okay, and they did not have another land, which is pretty big. Yeah, we're going to pop this here. Maybe one time. Nope, 3 hits. And Solitude, pretty gross. Okay, so Solitude, Felia, Riddler in hand. Okay, so let's do Cutter first. Yeah, so we get to Cutter into Paladin. I think I'm actually going to be first floating mana. Then let's untap it. Cast this. Yes, I would love to equip it. And then let's see if they have a Fatal Push. Yep, okay, so first things first, equip here. Okay, so they're Fatal Pushing the Paladin, makes sense. They don't know I drew another Paladin. And yeah, I mean, let's crunch in there for 12. Okay. So the good news here is that they don't actually have the ability to currently, like they couldn't blink it. Okay, so Tezzeret will finally die after double tutoring and adding a mana. Presumably. Exiled Felia. So we know they have Riddler. Four mana. I'm guessing Witch Enchanter, blow up the Cutter. Blow up the hole. Okay. This isn't actually that bad. So if we find... So if they don't have a white card, we have a shot? They grabbed Solitude. Okay. So, like, we can't beat things anyway, right? Like, if they have white card, we cannot win. I guess it is still just strictly better to get the extra guy. Yes. Yes. Okay. So if we attack like this, they have 4 toughness to throw under 14. They can go to 3. So we attack for 14. Have have to block at least one. I think I'm supposed to do this and pray they don't have a white card. Move that there for sure. So we have 15 coming across. Now they have to throw both under the bus. Move this here. Yeah. All right. I can't beat if they have another white card, so swing like this. Okay, getting to eat both is really nice. They go to 2. So they did not have another white card. I'll move the hammer here. And this here. I'm going to leave this cutter here because, you know, losing our paladin seems bad. Okay. I can get Witch Enchanter back, but that might not be good enough. We're at 25. All right, attacking me for 8. What are they getting back? Wisp. Sure. Okay, so I assume they do have the blink here. Yeah, so we gain 12. Okay. All right. Give me like a Shadow Spear, a Tezz, or not a Shadow Spear. A Steel Shaper's Gift, a Tezz, any of those things. Basically anything to let me trigger my cutters. Okay. I shouldn't have said Shadow Spear. I will hold off. So, yeah, because if we can double spell, there's like a chance they'll gain 3 life, go to 5. I don't like our chances, but we're not actually dead in the water, so gotta try. All right. So we know they have Witch Enchanter in hand. I assume you Witch Enchanter tag the Colossus Hammer here. Okay, one of the cutters, sure. Not unreasonable. We are dead. All right, cool. All right, so we bring in 4 Torpor Orbs. That's the starting point. The lightning bolts for sure. So looking at his list, he has a lot of really hateful shit. So he has the problem is he has like too many cards. He might bring in the Consigned Memories. So he's definitely bringing the Wrath of the Skies, probably the High Noons, and probably the Clarion Conquerors, which means we definitely want all the Torpor Orbs regardless. I want lightning bolts. Hard part is what are we cutting, as always. I think we can trim 1 portable hole. Needle I don't think is very good. I think we do trim Amox. I also don't hate trimming like at least 1 to 2 baubles. I don't like the Dusk Rose. Obviously, it's a answer to Conqueror that Tezz can get, but he has to get it before. If it answered High Noon, I would probably be about it. How many enchantments and artifacts do they actually have? Obviously, they have Overlord. and the high noons. But I think that's it. I also think boarding too much is a real liability in this matchup, so I think I'm just going to try this. Hope it works. We'll go from there. All right, I would love to play first. This is a one land Urza Saga hand. Nah. Okay, I mean, I'm going to keep... hard part's always, what do we bottom? And I think the answer is bottoming Sigarda's Aid, because it's turn 1. Yeah, bin the Aid. I think I am going to Surveil, because I'm looking to find either a land or a... a land for the Urza Saga or a Torpor Orb. I kept 7. Not super happy about that. Okay, are we thought seizing again? Seems likely. Yep. Okay. So we probably take the cutter here. Yep. Okay, so now I'm fine with finding a cutter as well. All right. Yep. Surveil away. I don't want that. Aha! Thoughtseize bug. Let's go. All right, and we get to attack for 2. I would love to do that. And so this match, this game, I'm probably just going to say I can't beat Wrath of the Skies if he has Wrath on 4. So I'm probably just going to try to shove. Okay. That's pretty nice. So this is really interesting, actually, because we can go Ornithopter, make a construct, but I think I would prefer to go Steel Shaper's Gift, grab another cutter, Ornithopter. I'm doing this pre-combat, of course, so I can make a second guy. Yes, I will move it so it can attack. And then do we also deploy another cutter here? It adds another 1-2 points of power to the board. That also means if we like hit a land, there's a world we can make a construct and suit up with the cutter to immediately attack. So if they have High Noon, not deploying the cutter is really bad. We aren't going to get Wrath for at least another turn. I think I'm just going to do this. I want the extra 2 points of damage anyway. This plays better against a hand that they kept off the back of like High Noon. So, yeah. Attack for 6 is a real thing when they're at 13 because they've done a ton of damage to themselves. Okay, they push one of the monks. That's fine. All right, so yeah, okay. Trey slamming it in case they have they break up the Metalcraft. I think that's reasonable. So I think they're just gonna Wrath for 0 here. Yep, okay. This is what it is. Like, perfect. Good news is, I think we get to Hawthorne. I think the world they don't slam High Noon is if they have a raft that they're trying to get me to buy into. But yeah, I think this one's pretty much over. Give myself a draw step to find a land. I'm gonna cast this for posterity. All right. Sorry, y'all. Pretty heinous matchup to start the day, but them's the beats, as they say. Not be right back. Bathroom. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, cool. Nothing crazy. Okay. I would like to be on the play. This hand isn't like insane, but it's definitely a keep. Yep. Okay, yeah, because the plan will be turn 2, Cutter, Opal. They're a... Okay. So, yeah, he's playing this sweet birthing ritual deck. Obviously, if we get our Cutter flared, that's not great, but we also get to surveil, so can surveil into some action. Okay. All right. Both Vexing Bauble and Grafdigger's Cage are kind of insane against them, so looking forward to the post-board games as well. Okay, let's go ahead and surveil. I will fetch I think they are typically the build with main deck Harbingers, so I'd rather not get cheesed out. Throw that in the graveyard, though. We want some more action, not whatever the hell this is. Okay, that's really nice. Planes. Resolve. Do it. You ain't got nothing. Boo. All right, that's fine. No reason to pop that now. Can do it in their upkeep. Okay, so now we do need to find some real action here. So I want to find like an Urza Saga, another Cutter. Okay, Flare of Denial is good to know about. They exiled the Sink. Okay, Fibble Thip, sure. Pretty terrible. Jesus. All right. Okay, so we know they have Flare. I kind of want to hole the Fibblethip because we know they have the Flare. This effectively turns off the Flare and means that if they draw a Birthing Ritual, they can't leverage it. Yep, okay. That's fine. I kind of prefer that. Okay, not gonna F6 because I do want to surveil in the event they harbinger us. Breeding pool. Oculus. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, can I find some action? That I don't think constitutes action in this spot. Like, I think we're pretty toast here. Jesus. Yeah, I'm just gonna move on to game 2. Just, yeah, so if the cutter lands, we're in great shape, obviously, but yeah. Okay, so Dusk Rose is not bad. The Cage stops Birthing Ritual from working. Vexing Bauble stops a ton of their cards. Torpor Orb is another consideration because a lot of their stuff relies on ETBs. That being said, in the past, it's been kind of a mixed bag. I think we trim an Ornithopter, Tormod's Crypt, and like a Bauble. It's either Bauble or Needle. Needle is, I think Needle just stops Beseiju. Yes, they have Oof, Force of Vigor. That's basically it. They might bring in Stern Scolding, not realizing how bad it is. And Dismember is probably fine. Yeah, so given the fact that they have one Beseiju, I think we can cut the Needle here. Actually, how many ETBs do they have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's not actually that many. I don't think I actually like it that much. I guess Crypt can keep them from casting an Oculus, but that's about it. Maybe want the bolts as well. Bolts are pretty good in that they tag a lot of their early stuff to shut off Force or Flare. And then also tag Oof, obviously. But maybe it's just like the one bolt. Maybe want the bolt over the Reliquary. Nah, I'll take the Reliquary. Alright. Alright, we got Dreams. If this was a red source, I might keep it. But we, like, yeah, this is, like, not a very exciting hand. Okay, this hand is quite good. And I'm actually going to bottom second Mesa, I think. Nah, I'll bottom second Plains. No. Yeah, I'm going to bottom second Mesa. And I'm just going to slam Vexing Bauble on one. They have to counter this, otherwise a ton of their spells just don't work. Their flares, their forces, both green and blue. Yep, have to. All right. Flare was pitched to Force, sure. Ooh. So I think here, so what could they have for blue? They could have Consign, which means I don't really want Saga. What else could they have for single blue? It's basically like just Consign. Yeah, all right. So I think instead of running the Saga into the Cutter, or into the Consign, I'm just going to go Cutter here. All right. Okay, so Shocked. Yeah, I assume they were playing Consign to set up against the Urza Saga. That's fine. Okay, so... Alright, extra fine. Let's go Saga here. Let's grab a Cutter, cast Cutter, and this is going to be our game plan. No, my activated abilities. All of my activated abilities. Okay. Knowing they've played the one Beseiju is also a really big game. Yeah, makes sense. You're not blocking with it. Whew, okay. So they're consigning that trigger. Sure. Okay, well that answers my question. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm down to just, yeah, gift into another Cutter. Let's go. Yo, what's up, Justin? How you doing, man? Got our absolute shit kicked in round 1, but round 2 is going a little bit better. We can't make constructs because the ability was consigned. And as tempting as it is to also hole this, I might not. We'll see what they do. Okay. Sure. Yes, I would like to equip. Damn, didn't work. So, I think I might just throw this in the hole anyway. It only gets us 1 additional power. Nah. Let's hold it. Can you imagine if the can you imagine if Vexing Bauble lived? Whew. Yeah, unfortunately they forced the turn 1 Vexing Bauble, but man. Okay. So yeah, obviously not making a construct. But there are a ton of very good draws here. I mean, we'll float mana. Okay. Not getting Needle Say Cold seems reasonable. Okay. Sure. So it's either Cage. I think it's like just very clearly Cage. Could also be Bauble to draw a card. But I am inclined to just grab a Cage. Yeah, let's lead with Hole here. Each of these is just a lightning bolt, effectively. Sure, Flare. All right. Yep. All right. I would like to attack for lethal damage. Okay, they go to 1. Yeah, I was like, I like our chances this game. All right, nice spells, opponent. Don't be mean. Lightning Bolt's so tempting, but I don't think it's quite worth it. Yeah, I think we just keep it clean, keep it simple, and we send our Kingdom Heart. All right. That's 6 mana sources. It's so many. I liked the first like 4 or 5 cards I looked at, and then after that, I'm gonna go with them to 6. If this were a red source, I would keep this. If we don't hit a land, this hand is so bad. Let's see. So we have 19 hits. No, not really, because we have to hit red. And we'd pop the bauble. Nah. Okay, yeah. So bottom Ornithopter, bottom Hammer, I think. Yep. So the problem, Trey, with banking on Mopal, does that mean we're not popping the bauble? And I think we're basically always popping the bauble. There we go. That's a good card. I'll even keep that on top, since we have plenty to do with our mana. Yeah, like the lightning bolt isn't incredible. Yeah, I think it was I think you have to be disciplined there in Mulligan, but like I get why people would keep. All right, birthing ritual into the yard. That's where I like to see it. So Hedge Maze, Misty Rainforest. So I think they have Consign up here. So I'm just going to go get a basic Plains here so that they don't consign the ability and Time Walk me. Because if they consign the Time Walk off of the Saga for the mana ability, we just like don't do anything. I'm not a huge fan of that. And this way we aren't just dead under a... Okay, sure. So I think I'm going to get a basic Plains here to make sure we don't lose to a random... whatever it's called. Harbinger of the Seas. Yeah, let's get another cutter. Note, now we can even move Mantle to the Monk, cast Cutter, cast Second Gift if they Harbinger us. Exactly, Herbbringer. Okay, so that was their one Boseiju. Yeah, and this is definitely a matchup where I just like to go cutter. All right, what do we got? Anything sweet? Okay, nothing sweet. Okay, I think we lead with Saga here. See what they do. There's almost certainly a Consign. All right, well, let's do this. All right, are we consigning the trigger or something? Consigning the prowess trigger and that. Yeah, sure. Okay. I'll allow it. So this is an instance of why I think Consign is highly overrated against Hammer. Like, the cutter's still here. The, like, Force of Vigors, then that's fine. Yeah, so get another cutter. And I think the 2 damage is worth more than the... Let's see, so if we... Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to shove. Well, so if we... Yeah, because I want to be attacking with the Monk regardless. And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we can still just move this here, so it's fine. All right. Ice Fang, sure. All right. So I think we're doing this. Make a construct. Cast Saga. I think just move this over here. And I think I am down to offer this trade. Kind of who cares situation. Because if they just don't have bodies, their birthing rituals don't do anything, and their like their birthing rituals don't work, and they're stupid. Like flare of the blue flares don't work. So I think this makes a lot of sense. If they herb bringer us now, I'm ecstatic. Okay, yep. Banning a Flare of Denial makes sense. All right, what you got? This is our mold of 5, right? Yeah. Not too sad. Yeah, people forget. You can just equip this thing. Wait, is that a combo? Is it a combo? Yes. And Paradise Mantle means we can still cast the Cutter. Let's go. Okay. So we can make a construct off these. Cast Cutter, cast Gift. That's probably better. I'm ready. All right. Yeah. Joke is I might not even move this one. Like, I don't think I'm moving this one. Okay, so we yes the first one, no the second one. Okay, sure. Yes, this one. And nope, this one. Okay. If I'm them, I even might trade the, the Harbinger. Yeah, so like trade, that was the other consideration, but I figured it was safer to just do this. So they're Oculusing here and we don't care. Because now I just get to make another construct as well. And this way, if we like can't double spell, or even if we can, we might now make another construct and equip. Okay. Well, we don't get to do it, but anyway. GG's. Nice opponent. All right. Cool. All right. That went slightly better when we weren't getting wrathed and pushed. All right. Def Jad. Amulet Titan. All right. Hope we win the die roll. Okay. How many cards? Oh my god. 15, 35. It's a meme. I'm getting memed. All right. Let's add Def Jad. Okay. Round 3 against Amulet Titan. Hate it here. Did we lose the die roll too? Lost the die roll. Yeah, it's 100 card Titan. I hate it here so much. Okay. So we have a turn 1 paladin. I'm gonna keep it. Like, I think game 1, this is just the plan. Stupid 100 card Titan. All right. Yep. All right. I'm just like not gonna worry about it. For Beseju, I guess, is the downside. Whatever. Okay, so we go Mox, Bauble, Mantle, Paladin. Yeah, all right. I don't think it matters what order we do these in. All right, let's equip here. And I think on their upkeep, I will pop the Bauble. Maybe we kill on 2. I hate it here. Stupid Beseju. Oh, did they keep 7? Yeah, I think they kept 7 like a jerk. Okay, okay. I hate it here. Everything's terrible. All right, all right. Okay. So I think we just go Hammer to lead. Actually, I think we're better off fetching to thin, right? Yeah, all right. I'm not usually a thinning believer, but it might matter here. Okay. So we equip here. We go gift for a Shadow Spear, play Spear. See if we find another hammer. Yeah. Okay. So we attack for 13. The question is, what do we name with Needle? And I think with Needle, let's see what's in their deck. With Needle, I think it's either Aftermath Analyst or Beseju. Like, don't think there's a lot in the middle. We can also name Handweir Battlements, right? Yeah, it's Beseju, Handweir Battlements, or Aftermath Analyst. I guess what we can do is look at our top card. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to probably name I think I'm naming Beseju here so I can get an amulet. How many of the stupid amulet? So they have 4 packed. So 4 packed, 4 green sun. It's either Aftermath Analyst or Besage You. I'm gonna name Aftermath Analyst. I don't know if this is right, but it feels correct. All right. let's see what happens. Okay. Shocking, they grabbed an amulet. Rumble, okay. Found another Besage. Oh no, they didn't. Okay. So they either grab turf or amulets. Yeah, now turf for the Besage You. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, it was probably correct to name the Besage You because of the bounce. Yeah, y'all are probably right. It's okay. Now they can't say I took advice from chat because I actively ignored it. Okay. Equipment. Boo. Okay. So cast this. I don't think there's a reason to play the aid. Yeah. Attack. They probably just tag the Shadow Spear anyway. I guess if I play aid, they're more likely to tag the Shadow Spear instead of the hammer. Yeah, okay, they tag the Shadow Spear regardless. Yes, I would love to surveil. Nope. Pretty heads up. I am not going to play the aid here. Because this means that if we draw like a cutter, then we legitimately do have the ability to double spell. Grab second amulet. At least we are protected from the Aftermath Analyst loops regardless. But I still feel pretty bad. Oh, make a construct. Okay, so I don't think they have the kill. And we have a lot of cutters available. Okay. Okay, we're not dead. All right, I mean... So we can go flats. I guess we just attack first. Yep. All right. Let's bobble ourselves to see if we want to keep that. Do we actually want the portable hole? I think we kind of do. And I am just going to play out the aid here. Not moving the hammer. I guess we could move the mantle, but I don't think that matters very much. You might be right. I think I just liked the ability to set up another hammer and more pressure when they weren't doing much, but like that's totally defensible. Hmm? 100 card Titan, and I'm still scared. I need to go to therapy for this. Okay. Yep. 3. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there's the Titan. It might just be dead. Okay. Yep, that's a billion. Approximately 1 billion mana. Yep, okay. Biggest it's 5 mana bonus off your ritual. Okay, so slightly less. Okay, so are they going Cultivator Colossus? Prime time? Sure. Yeah, they're playing Commander. Okay. Always yield to those. Okay. They just have another. Okay, escape shift. Don't like that. So, escape shift. I'm sure they'll tell me. It's so tilting that in their 100 card deck, they had 3. Friggin' 3 amulets because of Urza Saga. Okay. So they have the T West to transmute for the garrison, I think. I don't know. Or for, another Titan. Okay. So Beseiju is in hand. Besieduing the needle. Yep. And we're super dead. Yes. We will surveil. All right. Yeah. So they go get another Titan. Or they get the Analyst, and do they have Mirror Pool? Oh, they have Mirror Pool off T West. Is everyone having fun? Yeah, so Beseiju. Yeah, so at the spot we were in, naming Beseiju was probably correct because any bounce land represented a Beseiju. Okay. Yeah, because they haven't grabbed the Mirror Pool yet, it's like, all right, I think we wait. I don't know. I don't want to sit here though, so I'm just gonna move on. It's like, is it correct? No, but I don't want to sit there anymore. All right, the Magus, the Wear Tears for sure. Probably the Dusk Rose because it's an answer to a Amulet. And okay, so sideboard has 2 Force of Vigor. An Oof, that's fine. And Dismembers. Okay, so against Titan. Yeah, I think it's just those cards, and then we cut. I think generally Needle is not actually that good. Needle, Cutter, Spear, and a couple Baubles seems fine. I like the Tezz more when it grabs like Portable Hole. Needle, Cutter, Spear, Thopter. How many baubles did I say? 2. That seems pretty reasonable. Cutter, Spear, yeah. All right. All right, let's see if we can. We were on the draw, correct? Were we on the play? Yeah, okay. We were on the draw. I think if we're on the play, we definitely win that game. I would love to play first. I think this is a keep. Turn 1, we Surveil. Is it turn 1 Surveil or turn 1 Fetch, Shock, Grab, Mantle? I think it's Surveil. I do actually like Fetch or like land go because that means we can either Surveil or if we need to, we can tear their Saga if they play it on 1. Okay. Okay. They play 4 Besage. This is true. Okay. Sure. They kept it on top. Don't like that. That's land. I'm gonna keep a land. I think we go gift here. Yeah, gift for probably Cutter so we can start pressuring. It's either that or Mantle. I don't hate the Mantle because the Mantle means we can go. I'm gonna grab a Cutter. I think starting to apply pressure is pretty important here. Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay, so if we hit a land, we get to go Cutter plus Hole. Okay. Good news, that card won't actually do that much. So at least there's that. Yeah. Nope, don't want that. Okay. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think it's just Cutter, Hole, the Amulet. Yeah, because I think we need to get the show on the road regardless. Eat the Amulet. I think I play out the Mox here as well. No, they need 1 extra mana. It's X and tap. Otherwise, yeah, it would be pretty terrible. And if we're doing this anyway, I think I'm just gifting now. And I do believe I'm grabbing another Cutter here. Yeah. Yeah, thankfully it's not just X amount of mana it becomes. Okay. Okay, what are we bouncing? Ugh. Okay, we grab Titan, makes sense. All right. And you're like oof or handwear? Collector oof makes sense. All right. So what do we have? So 2 of their cards are Collector Oof and Primeval Titan. We can tear the Spelunking. So we probably are going Cutter into tear Spelunking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or we can just go Tezz minus grab Tormod's Crypt. I don't hate that either. Okay. Tezz. He can, but I don't think we want to do that because I'm not going to play the other Cutter. That's the plan. I think I'm just going to grab Tormod's Crypt to stop them from being able to grab Hunweir Battlements. This obviously could be wrong, but I think it's correct. Yeah, no reason not to. Okay, and then I can attack with both. Okay, and I'm just going to tear this now to get the extra pump, get rid of their 1 amulet effect. And I am going to shock and pass turn, I guess. All right. Yeah, we could do it all. I don't think it was worth it. I don't think the extra bit of pressure does quite enough. So they can effectively tap out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to play Titan, but they don't have an Amulet effect. And then we can make a construct, depending on what they do, depending if they also get the oof down, we can grab the stupid Dusk Rose for their Titan. And then maybe just kill them. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. Whew. So much shit going on. I would assume, yeah, so that way they can also play the oof. Makes sense. Hey, what's up? Appreciate the follow, Bruno. Yeah, being able to grab like just spot removal with Tezz is so good. Let's see what they get here. We may end up losing the Tezz, but I think that's fine. Because they may end up wanting to Beseiju the Saga. And then we would theoretically only have one artifact to trigger him. But we shall see. I'm not F6 because I might Tormod's Crypt them, depending on what they do. No, if this was like challenge or a showcase or some not content event, I would have made them click through the combo last game because I think it would have taken quite a few iterations. But given the nature of this is, you know, for content, creating something theoretically enjoyable to watch, I didn't want to subject everyone to sit here. Okay, yep, there's the Beseiju. Okay, yep. Tagging that, sure. I would love to do that. I'm actually going to grab a basic here in case we draw Magus. Okay, so what? 2 mystery cards. Yeah, I think that's like definitely the line. I don't think it's close. As much as I would have liked to be able to keep the Tezz around, we're grabbing the Dusk Rose. Question is, what are we sacking? And I think we are sacking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're just sacking the Mox, honestly. Like, who cares? This is a lot of damage, too. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Damn. I don't think there's a reason to play the land out here. I think we want to hold it. Yeah. Okay. Explore, yep. I don't mind if Collector Roof comes down at all. If I had another Surveil land, obviously I would have deployed the flats. But I don't, so I wasn't terribly worried about it. Can they kill us with Escape Shift here? With no Amulet effects? I don't think so. I guess we're going to find out. Oh, yeah, okay. I was going to say it seemed pretty difficult. All right. They were supposed to trim a hammer instead of a cutter. Yeah, this is the danger. Okay. Yep. Okay. If they pop Crypt in response to the shift, probably would, yeah. Let's see. Only one amulet makes it a lot harder. Found one of their 3% cards. I don't think there's anything else I really want. Needle is funnier because they do have 4 Beseiju, but I don't think so. Oh, thank you, Bruno. I try to create some some difference. Is there anything we want? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying, because they can copy the Hanweir. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Okay. Nope, you're absolutely correct. Luckily, I don't take advice from chat. Okay. Do we pop it now? I guess I can check if he has multiple Echoing Deeps. No, just the one Echoing Deep, so no reason to now, right? I don't think so. Yeah, now it's... Yeah, no Echoing Deeps. How many shifting? Just wood. One shifting woodland. All right. Okay. Oh, hey, cool. I'm glad you're able to check it out today. Okay. Unfortunately, you're coming in on an Amulet matchup, but, you know. Okay. Take 6. Okay. Yep, can't do anything about that. I don't think there's a reason to pop it now because the shifting woodland, yeah, is already in the yard. Yeah, so it's definitely supposed to pop the Crypt in response to the Titan trigger because of their ability to copy the battlements. Yeah, the 100 card Titan matchup. It's horrible. The fact that 100 card Titan is like not actually that unreasonable is just so silly. Okay, so the question is, what are they bouncing? Returned Vesuva. Okay. So if they play the oof, I'm popping it for sure. Okay, well. Okay, so we need to find a non-creature spell. Come on! Or actually, they block, take 2. Okay. Sure. I was thinking they had 3 blockers for some reason. I guess they can Otawara, but I don't think I have much choice here. Battle of Wits Titan. Oh, they can dismember one for actual retail. I hate it here. I absolutely hate it. Just any non-creature. All right. That was rough, man. Yeah. I was thinking they had a legendary in play. So you got it for the bad beats. See, so they had 3 dismember, 2 force. Oh, they only had 2 Force of Vigor in their 100 card deck. They didn't even Green Sun for this, or like Summoner's Pack. They just like found it. They found 1, 2. What a beating! All right, GG's. Okay. Let's take a look at the list. Okay, so he is on the Emery Tamio package. So bolts will be good. 1 Haywire is pretty annoying. Okay. Not a lot going on for interaction, rebukes, and blasts. Okay. But, oh, and he's on the cutters. Okay, cool. All right. Let's see. Whew. All right, bring up. Round 4. On the play, yes. I will keep this, and I think I'm just going to turn 1 aid. Yeah. Yeah, so actually, like, if we turn to Cutter plus Bobble, basically no matter what happens, then we actually don't want to play the 8 on 1, because that means we can potentially like aid plus Hole on 3 to trigger again. So I think I'm not going to. How weird. Yeah, because like even if we like don't hit a land, we draw, say, a hammer, that means we get to go like aid plus hammer, trigger, make a guy, attack for 1 billion. Okay. Pretty good. So Emissary and Opal. Okay, and he does not have the stupid Rebuke up. Let's Surveil away. I don't think we want Tezz here. I think we want to be more aggressive. Okay, let's just get a basic here. And I do believe I'm just gonna pop this now to see if I want to play out the other Bobble. Okay, I think I'm fine. All right. Okay. So we get to attack for 2. Definitely no blocks. Now I'm like, No. I think I just pass here. All right. We get to crunch for 3 plus 12. So 15, 16, 17, because we held the bauble. Sure, Tamiyo is fine. Mopal. Okay, so are there any tools? He does not have Metalcraft. Can't rebuke. All right, yeah. I'm just gonna shove for 1 billion damage. Trying to think if there's a reason to not do this. Yeah, just shove here. And I do, okay. It's good enough. All right, so against them, I want some ways to deal with Emery. So like these all seem super important. Wear Tear seems important as well. And then like, oh, Vexing Bauble for sure. Sorry, like these 6 and then maybe these 2. Cage mostly to stop Emery is really nice. Let's take a look and see what I have set in the sideboard. Yeah, so I want the Wear Tears, the Bolts, Vexing Bauble, and EE for sure. Couple Tezz, because Tezz is just kind of slow. Thopter. I do think it's, well, answering Tamiyo is pretty good. Let's take a look at what's going on over there. Do I get punished? Not really. Force. Needle. Okay. Hold maybe is not actually that great. I like 1 that I can grab off Tezz, but I don't think I want more than that. All right, and then probably a couple baubles. And then maybe the EE. Since we're on the draw, maybe EE is better than Bauble. I don't think that's true. I mean, I think having access to EE to like clean up all their garbage, like all their drones and shit, is probably important enough. I don't think we actually need the Thopter here. All right, so we sideboarded. So this is like not the best hand, but we have interaction and the ability to kill quite quickly with the Cutter Mopal. So yeah, we'll keep. This is going to be shocking, but I think I would rather be on the play. All right. Mold to 6. Love it, because I don't think that deck molds particularly well. Okay. Okay, good to know. I think we do play flats and then surveil. Yeah. Seems correct. Okay. So tapped breeding pool. Okay, so we get a surveil out of the way, which is nice. All right. I think I do want the land. Usually I'm not about that life, but so I think we go Mesa here, and then we can hold up Where on a Pinnacle Emissary, which seems pretty good. Okay. Yeah, just surveil here. I don't think I want another. I think I'd rather draw like any other land or... Okay, yeah, sure. So if we go Cutter, I think I'm just passing again. What a strange game. Yeah, so we have Wear Tear held up. Yeah. What a strange game. Especially after the last one where we were just like, here's a bunch of crap. Okay, and I am just going to end step. Pop the Opal. I think I'm fine with that. Here I think I'm just going to represent saving 2 life. This means that they can't Metallic Rebuke me, is the big thing. Do they have Spell Pierce? Does he have Spell Pierce? No Spell Pierce. All right. In that case... I think, yeah, just shove another one. Sure. All right. I find that acceptable. In that case, I'll definitely hold the... Well... kind of like... Opal grab hammer here. Opal gift grab hammer. Can also just do that next turn though, right? Yeah. Get an extra trigger. Okay. Sure. Urza Saga is fine. And my guess is they'll deploy a Kappa here potentially. Oh, just drawing a card. Sure. All right, so start here. So I think we go gift here. Get a couple triggers. Okay. Yep. There you go. That was rough. My guess is he just flooded pretty badly. So not super interesting there. Let's check. Boros Energy. Okay. Normal deck. 2 charms and 2 prisons are relevant to note, and then we can figure out the sideboard once we get there. His hand has 5 mana sources, and despite having Urza's Saga, I do not think it's a keep. If there was a cutter in here, I would snap it off, but like, just don't. Just doesn't do anything. I will keep this one. I think I'm bottoming the Ornithopter, because I think I want to just like throw out a bunch of holes. Okay. Just make sure he doesn't have Blood Moon in his list. Not in the main anyway. No, no Blood Moons. Okay, 2 in the sideboard, but I would be surprised. Okay, I think I'm just going to Surveil right now. Yep. Yes, because I do want to hit another land or a 0. Okay. Sure, a Johnny. I do want to keep that. I do kind of want to just throw the cat in the hole. Like, funny enough, if we throw the cat in the hole, it might actually be hard for him to flip the Ajani. I think I'm going to do that. Because if he, like, prisons the hole, gets the Ajani back, this is, like, pretty bad for us. And then I can play 8 out. I do like deploying aid because if we draw a hammer, we can just go hammer or, you know, cutter hammer. Yeah, if they have another Ajani, kind of so be it. Do we have other things? Okay. The good news here is that we can kill the Ajani, right? Okay. Good to know. All right, that's spooky as hell. So I can Marsh Flats pass. They go 2 attacks. We go Cutter, Spear, Block, Pride. They haven't played any removal spells, though, is the problem there. So I wonder if it's instead correct to just go Cutter, Hole the Pride, attack the Ajani. I think that's probably correct. Yeah. We've got to just tag the Ajani, right? Yeah. 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 I like the idea of tagging the Pride with the Hole, but I think just the reality is we have to tag the Ajani, because if they just go like Bombardment, it's a huge problem. I think I'm just gonna take 4 here. Yeah. Interesting. Wonder if they just have Flage here. Yep. Okay, so... Oh, no. Oh, bless. I ain't respecting shit. So... If we go Aid... Shadow Spear... We just keep everything on this guy and attack... Becomes 2, 3, 4, 5, 16. So I think I'm just going Aid Hammer here. Or we could go Hammer Shadow Spear, make this guy gigantic. I think that's probably the better plan. And if they have a giant blocker, so be it. I do think I move this over so it can block the Pride. Yeah. I wonder if I was supposed to attack with both. Yeah, probably. Oh well. Long day. Here we go. I'm just going to put them both here so I can't mess it up. Yeah, because I think they were dead if they just didn't block. Yeah, they were just dead if they didn't block. So, punt. I don't have a punt counter, but ditching a Fable and a Windswept Heath makes sense. Yeah, so we go Aid, Shadow Spear, put Shadow Spear on this one, leave and move Cutter to the new one, attack with both, put a Hammer out. Yeah. All right, I just gotta slow down and think about this shit. So, oh, is there a? We do have a punt counter. Ian, you're my first punt. Well, considering they haven't just slammed Static Prison, I think we're in acceptable shape. So at this point, Gift is like the best draw in the deck. Another Hammer's good, assuming we had to keep one of our monks around. Let's take a look. So Conqueror. Only one Wrath, bless. I'm sure they'll find it, but only one Wrath is huge. Okay. Flage. Monk? Sure. Monk down. So they do get to make multiple Treasure too. Okay. Oh, okay. Good to know. All right, all right. Yep. Makes sense. Yep, we punted and we are getting punished appropriately, which is good. All right, Paladin. Yeah, so should have won this game. Should have just played better. Oh yeah, I've definitely never punted before. That's impossible. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. All right, so we want the bolts. I think I want the EE. We're going to try it for science. And I want these. So I want these 5. I think trimming 1 Tezz is reasonable. Please. Ornithopter, a couple baubles, and one more card. What else do you want to trim here? What did past me tell current me? 3 baubles? I'm almost inclined to cut a Thopter instead. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I had to think for a second. This hand's awesome. You go turn 1, surveil. Do you want second opal? I don't think so. Turn 2, cutter, opal, attack for 2. Turn 3. Depends on what we hit. Kind of want to land. All right, I'll take it. I am going to fetch a basic just in case. Hey, thanks, Infranator. Appreciate the follow. All right. Boop, boop. It's like, they don't have Mana Tithe, right? They kept it. I can't do that. We can do this, though. They kept it on top. How rude. Yes, I would love to equip. So if we hit a land, we can... Okay, sure. So let's see. So it's kind of sad. That's interesting. I think we just go cutter here. Yeah. Clearly, I should have kept the second Mox. Okay. That's fine. Fine. Okay, so we can go whole, aid. I am going to throw the Ajani in the hole this time. Yes, this turns on Metalcraft, which is really nice. And are we gifting? I think we are probably gifting. Yes, I will attach. This is definitely a spot I could actually see just getting the mantle. Could also just get another cutter. Could also grab Shadow Spear. I don't hate getting cutter with one, getting hammer with the other. In which case I'm going to do this. Yeah, grab hammer with the second one. And crunch. 7. All right. Let's see if we can come back after our not counting game 1. It's possible they block, but I think I'm kind of happy if they block anyway. Okay. Flage, love to see that. See if we hit a land. If we hit a land, it's absolutely bananas. And if we don't hit a land, we're fine. Because if we hit a land, we get to go second cutter, aid, hammer. And otherwise we go... Oh, we can go aid, gift for mantle, make a guy, equip it to the new guy, cast mantle, put it on this monk, and then cast hammer. I don't hate that one. Okay, so... Yeah, because if we go cutter... Yeah, we have to play the aid. All right, so... Let's go gift first. If we grab mantle... Grab mantle, we can put it here. This is a 2/2. Yeah, all right, I'm just gonna do it. Yes, absolutely. If we attack with both, they also just die. Because we just attack with both. They block here. Hammer. Okay. That seems way simpler. And hammer's known information, right? Yeah. All right, just don't misclick. Boop. All right, 13U. Cool. All right. Whew. All right, so we're on the draw. Still think this is probably correct. Yeah, exactly. I was like, I was just thinking way harder than I needed to. Conqueror. They might bring in the purges, but I think that's fine. Okay. I don't think we change much. No, what's it called? The stupid high noon is pretty big for us. Okay, so we'd have... I'm going to keep this for sure. Funny enough, this hand might be like better on the draw than on the play. Okay. Yeah, just pass here, almost certainly bolting the cat. Okay. And I'm not going to take the damage because if they play second cat, I'll feel incredibly stupid. So. So they could be representing Wear Tear. They have 3 copies. I think I'd rather do this. I think instead of playing the Saga out, they get to blow it up. I think I would rather do this to also pseudo play around Blood Moon. Yes, I would love that. All right. And now if they like untap, Flage, kill the monk, we get to go Saga, Aid, Hammer to crack for 12. Could be 13 if we wanted to deploy the Max Opal, but the Max Opal. Also, if they Wrath here for 1, I'd be pretty surprised, but... Okay, sure. Oh no, not Clarion Conqueror. Okay, so let's figure out if they're dead. So we go Aid, Bauble, Trigger. So this would be a 3/3 if we move this. I'm just trying to figure out if we want to move it. I think we do. Yeah, we almost certainly do. Because it creates an additional prowess body. Yeah. Play this out. This becomes a 4. Yeah, okay. They're dead. GG. I'm going to keep the old one to send a message. Here's the hammer. Let's go. And screenshot the Clarion Conqueror for sure. I know it's Grixis Frog. Okay. No spell snares, only spell pierce. Good to know. All right. Make sure he didn't already make one. Create. Allow watchers, only buddies. Create. All right. And we're in. Make sure to mute myself. Okay. Darstone, we are 3-2. The last round of the event. We're playing against PieGonti. Okay. Here is the actual list. Nothing crazy. So only 1 snare, 2 scolding. Oh, so snare, not pierce, 2 scolding. Okay. Engineer explosives, really good to know about. No meltdown. Okay, so we can... Okay, I mean, this is a keep. This can be a grindy matchup. Being on the play is not my favorite, but here we are. Whew, okay. Just got the turn 2 reanimation. Looks like it. All right. Okay, so now that we have that, we can go, we can go Thopter, Opal, Bauble, Gift. I do like that we can actually potentially turn to Tezz. So if he doesn't have the reanimation right here, we're live. Okay, so Yes. Yep. And I'll probably end up discarding this Parlor. Okay, sure. All right. So discard Parlor. Pretty good turn one. Oh, come on! Come on. All right, so... Get a basic plains. So we sack in our end step, I would assume. Yeah. Okay, not my favorite thing to see. Okay. I wish we had the so we still have Metalcraft even if we do that. Thopter. Wish we had the Dusk Rose in the main. Okay, no spell pierce means this is definitely live. But we're just dead, right? Yeah, alright. Yeah, because he's at 24. Alright. Being on the draw against his turn 2 Archon, pretty good. Alright. So, Reliquary, Cage are both very good. We don't board much in this matchup. We will definitely keep the Needle because... Yeah, like... But so he also plays super conservatively. He plays at least 2, if not 3, and he aggressively fetches them. So I don't think I'm super interested in that. Let's take a look at his list again. Okay, so probably begin the consigns because everyone does. Pyroclasm sucks. Stern Scolding is not very good. It's just the 2 EEs as ways to get enchantments and artifacts off the board, yeah? Okay. So, good to know. All right, yeah, I don't think I'm going to worry about it. Okay, so... And I think it's just like trim 1, trim 1. Sure. Keep the Needle for the EE. All right. Man, that Tormod script 1 turn sooner. I mean, I'm keeping this hand. Fetch Shock Cage on 1. Yeah. Does he have force? No forces. All right. In that case, yes, definitely. All right. All right. Probably looting here. Sure. Jeez. There we go. That's a draw. And we get to deploy the aid here. Whew. Right, yep. Yep. All right, just whack him for 3. All right, note to self, make sure not to grab Ornithopter with Cage in play. So it did nothing. Could have Snare. Could have Scolding. Scolding doesn't do anything against either line we have. Snare. Could have Push. That's fine. He can't... I guess he... Unless he, like... No, because he can't get a Emperor of Bones going. He could have Consign, which is good to think about. I think given what we know, we don't actually trigger if we jam Cutter here. So I think I kind of like just making a construct. And even if he goes like untap, slam, eyeball, it doesn't actually do that much. Because the cage stops it from putting any 2/2s into play. Okay. Let's see what we draw. That's pretty nice. I think we just float mana here. Grab Needle on EE. Because I think that's his only way of addressing the... Yeah. It's either that or... So we can float Needle on EE, and we have 4 mana to play with. And then also go like Tezz minus. This is tough. What if we just made an idiot? Yeah, make an idiot. Okay, sure. Attack for 7. Put you to 4. Okay. They can... They have exactly, like... Okay. Oculus is fine. Oculus probably just means he's dead. Get a Surveilland. Nah. Yeah. All right. Throw 2 cards into your graveyard. That's kind of nice. So we go cutter. Yeah. Okay. It felt way better when we didn't get Archon on turn 2. I think this is still correct. The Emperors can be a little spooky, but the Rose Reliquaries and the P-holes both address it pretty effectively. Okay, I'm going to keep the Grafdigger's Cage, also answer Frog Hand. It's a little more lands than I'd like, but we have a lot of good shit. Okay. Deal. I would like to play my turn 1 Grafdigger's Cage against your Oculus Archon graveyard. Yeah. Cage, baby! And I would run out the Bauble, but I think going Cori Bauble is a little bit better. Okay. Please eat something now. Be so good. Okay, eating the Archon. This is great because now even if he blows up the portable hole, the Archon will be exiled separately. Okay. So I think we're just going Strand so I can Surveil. I guess he can't Merfolk us anyway. This is definitely one of the few spots. I think start here. Eat that. I guess we bobble ourselves to see if we want to draw that. Yeah. I do want to draw that. So we can go Strand. Nah, let's just go Saga. If he holds up mana, we can just pass and deploy a construct. And if he taps out, then we can further expand our board. But this also lets us get to a redundant hate piece more quickly off of the Saga. So they don't even have blue mana. All right. So, yeah, I mean, with him tapped out, I think I like getting the cutter down. Whew. Yeah, exactly. Just like things lined up perfectly. Like, but his hand was like insane. So it's, you know, your hand's insane, my hand is also insane kind of situation. But these are kind of the benefits to running Tezz, right? We have like more redundant pieces to attack his like different plans. So as much as I want to get a hammer here, I'm just gonna be disciplined and grab a probably just grab a needle, name, engineered explosives, and then we can manage everything else. Needle, grab, engineered explosives takes me way back. I think we do this. And now we can either surveil or get a basic to make sure we don't get like randomly cheesed out by the Harbinger. Yep. All right. And that's why I didn't play that, because that's why I didn't grab the hammer. Okay. Sure. Let's get a surveil here. That's a good one. So I think we can go Saga, Equip Spear, Attack. Stupid little cage. Let's do this. This way, if they have the consign. Okay, they didn't have the consign. Alright, attack for 3 lifelink. Go to 18. Question is, are we deploying Paladin here? And I think the answer is no. I think we want to deploy the Paladin when we can guarantee an equip. Also, it means that any spell is a cutter trigger. Archon on, or Emperor on Oculus isn't even that good, right? Because it just, I guess if they do it in the end step, they can theoretically get a 2/2. They won't hear, but... Oh, okay. Sure. Getting Bobble. Reasonable. Okay. Yep. Okay. Deal. Well, in that case... let's do this. 2 trampling creatures. There we go. All right. GG's. I'm not going to hit him with the GG's unless he does. All right. Perfect. There we go. All right. 4-2. Not bad. Hate pieces are good. All right. 4-2. Finish for the chesties. Whew. Yeah, so the portable holes like looked really good there, obviously. Let me go ahead and submit. Yeah, we lost the game where Nut drew me. But then, yeah, sometimes you have games where you just, all your shit just lines up really well. Let me make sure. Handshake. Okay, 4-2. Beat. We lost. So we beat Blue-Green, Birthing Ritual, Boros Energy, the Grixis Frog Reanimator deck, and what else? Oh, the Affinity Shell, where they kind of drew like shit. And then we lost to Titan, where I definitely could have played better. And Esper, which felt horrible because they Wrath of the Skied me. But I liked the Reliquary. I liked having access to that a lot. Tempted to just play one in the main, but I don't think so. I don't know about the EE. I think these two can just become something else. Like, these two could just become a couple surges, and I think that's fine. Yeah, I mean, other than that, though, felt really good. Tezzeret's really good. He's really hard to just say no to in any game that goes beyond turn 3 or 4, which is a lot of them now. I don't know. Surveillance were great. There were very few spots where having a Surveillance in our hand actually stopped us from executing our game plan. But felt pretty good. Have a good one, y'all. Tezzeret's so good. Hammer's so good. Bye-bye.